Hey guys, AilouPup here, and today I'm bringing to you a review of White Tiger by Kylie Chan. I found this book for the first time in the library about 2 or 3 years ago while I was waiting for my mom to get off work one day. I'd arranged to meet her at the bus exchange after she was off work, and I was just killing time while I waited. I read about 6 chapters before I realized that I had to go, and then I just took it out of the library and read it that weekend at home, and I finished it I think in about 3 days, which I know that there are other people who will probably read this book faster than me, but at the time it was a big deal for me. White Tiger follows the story of Emma Donohoe, who is an Australian English teacher living in Hong Kong, teaching English to kindergarten students. But after feeling bullied by her boss, Kitty Kwok, she quits her job and starts working full-time as a nanny for a Chinese man named John Shen Wu and his daughter Simone. She hasn't been working there long before she begins to realize that things aren't exactly the way they seem. The world she knew of isn't exactly the way she originally thought of it, and her boss isn't who she thought he was either. It's a story filled with lots of humor and Chinese mythology, which I love. I consider this to be kind of the tutorial book of the series because it has a lot of explaining that I don't recall being in the other books, because this is the book where Emma finds out about the gods and the mythology and everything that is now within her world. At times the writing of the story felt a bit awkward to me due to some words and phrases being said a little bit too often, and it felt like it pushed the whole "it can't happen" thing between Emma and her boss John Shen, meaning that Emma and John want to be a couple, but for reasons that aren't explained until about 3/4 of the way through, nobody tells Emma the reason why. It also pushes the fact that Emma doesn't seem like a normal human, which isn't explained until much later in the series, though I never got the feeling that it should have been explained sooner. That part of the series at least is paced pretty well, I felt. At points this book does feel like it goes a bit too quickly, and I don't recall the other books in the series being like that. But what I love most about it, I think, is probably the characters. Starting off, Emma has pretty good relationships with the other characters, which I felt was kind of understandable because she'd been working part-time for John Shen for 6 months before the start of the story, while she was still working at the kindergarten. I loved seeing her interact with Leo Alexander, the bodyguard especially, because they're always kind of pulling pranks on each other, getting steadily bigger throughout the story. Nothing harmful, but still quite humorous. And then there is Louise, her former roommate, and their friendship really felt like a friendship. There's a lot of joking going on between them, and just a lot of memorable scenes in general. I've loved this book from start to finish each time I've read it. I am giving it a 4 out of 5 because I do feel that the writing could have been done better, though I'm giving it some leeway because this is the first book that she ever wrote, I believe, and I do know that the series does get better. Guys, so much for watching, and be sure to come back for more if you liked this one.